Hello,
Hey.
Axel,
Mm.
my guy.
Yeah, you're a little hyper right now.
Is he running around?
Yeah, I
Hi,
think
my guy.
he might be in and out of the screen, depending.
Ooh, I see some
Oh,
hopping action happening there.
yeah.
Those paws, so cute.
Yeah. So, what are we going to talk about today? I believe we are going to talk about our sun.
So basically, Axel,
Yeah. The
not
sun.
S-O-N. He's an
It's the
S-U-N.
sun, the moon, and the stars, right, Papa?
He's our sun bunny.
Buddy.
He's our sun bunny. We're talking about you today, Axel.
Yeah.
So we're talking about our sun. Wow, this is becoming the most interesting uh, time in history with our sun. I call the sun my BFF
Yep.
because it's like my best friend.
My mother loved it. My mother loved it. When she was younger, she had rheumatic fever,
Mhm.
and the therapy was to sit out in the sun. And I think that always was instilled in her. And she would love the beach, and she would always go, and no sunscreen. you know, I never used sunscreen either. And we would just, always be at the beach.
It's amazing. I
She was
actually,
never sick. She was never
cha-
sick.
yeah, I changed up my whole sunscreen thing this year because I realized that these are toxins that we're putting on our body that actually cause the problems, not the sun. And I had such an amazing experience. And yeah, I still use a little bit when I'm starting out, but
Mhm.
then it gets like to the point where my skin gets strong enough, and then it really stops at a certain point. And you're just protected. And I'd be out at the beach for 3 or 4 hours and not get burned at all. And that's never
Yeah.
happened to me in my entire life. So um, it's pretty exciting.
The best tan I got was, and I like the Spanish in me comes out in later life because when I was younger, I would always kind of like get red. As
Yeah.
I got older, I would get more of a tan, but the best tan I got was not even laying in the beach. I think we did one day, but we were just hiking all over Hawaii when we went to
Oh,
visit a friend. And that tan lasted me like a good 2 months, and it was a deep, nice color. It was like, wow. And we weren't even trying. In the old days, man, we used to slap on the baby oil and lay out in the
we used to do that too. Yeah, it's awesome. And then, my mom did have cancer, so she was very concerned about that. One of my sisters is very, very fair. So she can't go out without getting burnt. And so she's just, her thing is like, I'm not like you. And I'm like, I get that. But there are like natural things you want to try to do as much as you can. Although I will use a little, like next week I'll be down south and it'll be sunny and I haven't been out in the sun in a while. So I'll just let myself get built up.
yeah.
Hmm. But it's like, it's the way that I feel, and I had learned also that it's not just vitamin D, but that like every single vitamin in our body gets uh powerhoused up by the sun.
Mhm.
So when you eat, whatever you're eating, I don't even think you have to eat. I think it's a very natural experience that happens with that. Um, but the way that I feel is like this just incredible strength and
Yeah.
health. It's vibrating vibrancy, illumination. I mean, this is what the sun does and is, and it makes everything grow, including us,
Yeah.
you know. And then there's more than one.
I just saw an image of it. Forget where it was. But yeah, it was like that's not a reflection, that's not a lens flare. It looks real. It's crazy. Really crazy.
Yep, our planet has two suns. And it's so interesting because I think it's becoming apparent and appearing because of something that's going on inside of us. Because we contain sun and moon within our physical apparatus. And projecting out a hologram, is just sort of what we do through our plasmic field.
Mhm.
But it's so cool to think about that. So I think that something happening within us is why we're able to see it in the sky.
Yeah.
Now, I don't fully understand it. I do know that I noticed in 2020 almost immediately that the sun was becoming brighter, because in the year before that I had gone up
What's
to
changed? Yeah.
yeah, I had gone up to Canada and I was meeting some friends of mine, and I definitely remember being in the park because it was so warm. Um, and the sun was very yellow.
Yeah.
The following year, I could see it just starting to get white.
Yeah.
And now it's so bright. And I stopped wearing sunglasses too, which is really weird because I always used to wear them.
Mhm.
And I like sunglasses. I have some really cool sunglasses. I wouldn't be opposed to wearing them. I just really haven't felt even moved to.
Yeah.
Um, and then one thing I started doing was I would look at the sun and then close my eyes and I would see
Oh, okay.
like, how you close your eyes and the bright spots there still, I would see two, which is
Interesting.
really, that started happening to me before I learned that we actually have two.
Interesting.
I was like, oh, that's why maybe I've been seeing it. So I wasn't able to actually see it with my naked eye, but when I
Oh,
closed my eyes, I could see. So that was cool.
yeah. No, yeah, it definitely has changed color. And I know last summer the skies looked a lot clearer than the previous year. In the previous year, it was all haze, and
Yes, yes.
just like a white haze where the sun would be. And I'm like, is that really the sun or is it something else? Like, because it just didn't look normal.
No,
And now
it didn't.
this past summer, because I drive home going west, and I could see the sun, the sun in the late evening or late afternoon. And yeah, it's like you can actually see it now, but I can't look at it directly like I used to. It's so bright. I feel like it's way brighter.
Yeah, I try to. And of course, I'm not going to sun gaze at high
Yeah,
noon. And people do it when the sun's setting. But I do
yeah.
like to look at it for a moment and then close
Mhm.
my eyes and sort of take it in. Um, Other thing I heard is that it's a portal, which is so wild because when you look at it, you know, it looks like a portal.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I'm like, I never thought of it like that. But I think a lot of ancient peoples knew that
Mhm.
about the sun.
That's not the story you get if you look if you look it up and you look at the NASA website or the WIKI website. It's like it's a star.
The CIA website,
Yeah.
WIKI CIA.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
it's a star. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, we'll learn more as we go, not just from people informing us who know things, but also from our own experiences, which is really what we've had. I think for me, it was a big thing to see that, to feel differently, to stop wearing sunglasses, I wanted to absorb it more than I was. And I'm the kind of person who couldn't go out without sunglasses on.
Oh, okay.
Even if it were gray out, I would need my
Mhm.
shades. And now I'm like, no, I don't feel like it. I haven't
Mhm.
in years. In fact, I think it would feel kind of awkward.
How about you, Axel? You want
Which is
sunglasses?
it's
You
a
want a pair of
shame because
sunglasses?
I got some cool sunglasses, so it's kind of a shame, but I don't care.
That's okay. He'll borrow them. You want to borrow some sunglasses,
Did you
Axel?
have a picture of Axel with sunglasses on, or is just
No,
the
I will have to talk to Donald about that.
I think I feel our summer
Yep.
thumbnail coming on there.
Yeah, a little surfboard, little sunglasses.
Yes, he's my guy. He's my surfing bunny, sun bunny.
Yep.
Yeah, I look forward to always being in it. And summer is just such a glorious time for me. And I like to be out in the sun in the winter too. Any
Yeah.
chance I get, I just like it. I like the way that I feel. And I know that it's incredibly good for us psychologically as well. That's why I call it my BFF, because somebody had once said that it's like the best therapist you'll ever have is the sunshine. Like it's literally like the spirit of creation that lives in it. So you can talk to it, and I feel just so good and happy, and when I'm out in it and with it. And it kind of puts everything at ease. Like when I was going through different problems or dealing with trauma that was coming up, being in the sun was so relieving of that.
Mhm.
It was like this soothing, everything's okay feeling, you know, nurturing me from within.
Yeah, definitely. No, there's definitely power in the sun for sure. And um and it's all this balance too, because even like with therapies and treatments, some people respond better when they get the treatment in the day versus the evening. And it's got to be
Hmm,
something to that, in terms of
interesting.
when are your cells more activated, and
It's
they
a
respond better.
it's a boost to anything and everything,
I
you
think
know.
so.
And I love thinking that, because when I was, like if you take vitamin C and you go into the sun, or it's going to magnify it, you
Yeah.
know, powerful, powerfully. And very important to think every single vitamin it does that with. It's not just that you're getting vitamin D. I don't know why they limited that to that one thing. It's like, how limiting
Yeah.
to think that's the only thing you get from the sun. It's so powerful. So I always thought that was wild and funny, that that's the only thing they think of, you know. Or maybe there's some reason to it. I don't really care to read into that too much. I care that it magnifies everything. That's very powerful to know.
Yeah. I think that's why my mom always took us outdoors a lot, you know, whether it's the beach. I mean, we used to take the bus from the Bronx, because we didn't have a car, and we'd go to Jones Beach.
Mm.
And you know, it's just, there's something about it just makes you feel good. And between the water, the energy from the water, and then the sun, it's just nature energizing us.
Yeah, and some of the most beautiful beaches here,
Yeah.
I like to go to Far Rockaway. Coney Island's its own entire thing. That's just
Oh
an
yeah.
experience that you must have at some point in your life. And the beautiful Jersey Shore is just absolutely spectacular too. I love the East Coast beaches, I think are amazing too. West Coast is cool too. It's just beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
magnificent.
Going up north on the northeast, we
Mhm.
go up to Massachusetts and Maine.
Wow, beautiful.
I like the Rocky Coast. I like the
Mhm.
sandy beaches, but I also like the Rocky coastlines too.
I like the southern, those are really beautiful. Just the hues at night when the sun's setting, it's like this pastel pink and purple, and wow, it
We can get that
is.
in Jersey because of the toxins in the air. Yeah, the sun sets in Jersey. I'm sorry.
Let's
In
talk
the
about
old
what that really is, right?
in the old days, yeah, it was like crazy colors, and it's like, oh yeah, that's all the chemical plants over there.
Oh yeah, yikes. Nobody needs that. So maybe
No,
we
we,
don't see those pretty sunsets anymore.
yeah, no.
Maybe it's
Going
not such a
forward,
bad thing.
everything better, I think. Everything's going to be clearer, and
Mhm.
we'll get the full benefit of everything.
That's the exciting time now. To be able to feel our sun in a different way, in a much stronger way than we ever have before. Um, and that might have been part of why, you know, things about it were uncomfortable too, because it wasn't in its purest form. I mean, when you're polluting at that level, it's going to affect everything. So it's exciting to watch this happen and be a part of it. And it's amazing.
Like the transformation of the planet.
And us. simultaneously.
Yeah.
So, well, sun bunnies. I look forward to getting out in that. I was out in it today and it was just beautiful.
Well, we have a date, right? We're gonna go to the beach, all of us, right?
Yes, please. That would be amazing. Can you bring Axel to the beach?
How are they gonna know? It's not a dog. I know they have, beaches where you can bring your dogs certain times of the year.
No, the rabbit, I was just asking for him, like, will he be okay? Would he like to
Yeah.
go to the beach?
Yeah.
Have you ever brought him to the beach?
No, no, no. He's only a year old. So
Oh, Axel, it'll be your first beach time.
yeah.
I'm definitely coming to with you. That's gonna be
Does he
amazing.
have cover and something cool for him? I think he'll be
Where are you going with that fur coat on?
good.
I told you my sister always says that to her cats in the summer. So funny. Yeah. Well, I don't think you'll need that fur coat at the beach, but we'll bring you anyway. Cool chat. And we'll have to definitely do this topic again because as
Oh,
we
yeah,
learn more,
a lot. There's a lot that we don't know about it, and we are starting to learn about. So to be continued.
yeah, and I think it's seminal in our healing. Like it's an absolute powerhouse of energy for healing and radiating who we actually really are. There's so much to this. I just know sort of intuitively, but
Mhm.
it's still such a mystery to me. So I'm very excited.
It has to be because why else would they be like trying to like make it sound like it's bad? Don't be out there too, don't be out there too long, and all this. There's got to be something more to it.
We're the children of the sun. So we'll see what that means as we go along this journey. Cool. Well, have a great night.
You too.
Good night, Axel, my guy. Bye, everybody.